Welcome back to KTN News Center. We focus on matters education this morning, and the teachers' strike scheduled to take place early this year is still on, according to the Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Wilson Sossion. Sossion spoke yesterday after a press conference following a failed meeting between the Kenya National Union of Teachers as well as the Labour Conciliation team formed by the Ministry of Labour. Let's listen in to what Sossion had to say.
For conciliation to proceed, parties must drop their headlines, and TSC was clearly instructed to drop what they are doing. But what have we seen today? One Kihumba Kimodo celebrating over the media that over 80% of teachers who are transferred have taken over. It is called a strike, and it means teachers will not be in class until all these issues are addressed.
I'll in studio for more on this conversation. I have two gentlemen who I will introduce now. Mugo Macharia is the NAT Secretary General Nairobi chapter, and we also have Daniel Juma, who is the CEO of the Global Peace Foundation. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining us on News Center this morning. Mugo, let's begin with you. Speaking, of course, for the Kenya National Union of Teachers, what informs this strike?
The strike is... there are so many factors which are making teachers to go on strike. And the first one, and these factors started a long time ago.
Right.
The first one is about promotions. Teachers have lagged behind in promotions. Over 30,000 teachers have not been promoted for the last 4 years.
Right.
The other one is about delocalization, whereby TSC has continued to transfer teachers unwillingly, teachers who are not willing to go on transfer.
Right.
Then the other one is about teachers' professional development. And these are many, for the first time, teachers are going to go on strike because of non-monetary issues.
Right, right.
It is not about money. It is about our career. We are seeing that TSC is not much interested with the work we are doing.
Right. But the question being back then is, how important is the welfare of the students beginning school to the Kenya National Union of Teachers? Because these are the same issues that informed NAT to call a strike in August. And after the strike was called off, we had Wilson Sossion as well as the TSC representatives come out and say the meeting went well and these issues will be addressed in an issue that will not disrupt learning for the students.
I would like to clarify some of the things. These issues started in March this year. And the Ministry of Labour appointed a reconciliator, a lady by the name Madam Maneno.
Right.
Then, when the reconciliation started, but what happened, the TSC accused the Ministry of Labour of not doing enough. It is favoring the union.
Right.
It went on up to the August. The TSC had not convened any meeting. In August, that is now when also we held a meeting with the TSC at Naivasha. In this meeting, there was stalemate. That is in October.
Right.
And the TSC was supposed to call for another meeting in 2 weeks. But because TSC works in impunity, up to now, they have not called any meeting.
Right, right.
So it is these are the issues which have been there. It has been there.
All right. Let me just bring in Daniel for a moment. What do you read from this, Daniel, considering even this conciliatory team that he speaks about is meant to meet the Teachers Service Commission this morning? The Kenya National Union of Teachers is not part of that meeting. We'll be getting the reason why later. But what do you read from this?
Michelle, I think 2 weeks ago we spoke about this issue, and I said that it is very sad that again, and as parent, I'm a parent, and my kids will go into school, I think this week. NAT respectfully cannot be calling for strikes every now and then to solve issues that can be deliberated on. And if you look at the 4 issues, if you start with the teacher promotion, delocalization, and
performance
contracting and teacher capacity development, these are issues that they cannot be solved in 1 week. And this is why I've been saying that NAT, and especially now that the Secretary General of NAT is in Parliament, Mr. Susion respectfully can actually come up with a bill in Parliament to embed some of these issues in law so that we do away with all these annual strikes, But instead of doing that, he's again doing the same thing. It's like doing the same thing, the same way again and expecting similar results. So I'm thinking he has a powerful tool he can use in the legislature. He can come up with a bill that actually protects the interests of teachers. I believe that in transforming education, teachers are partners. And you cannot do away with the teachers in our quest to transform education. But to do this, you must be able to accomplish this, wholesomely. You cannot do it piecemeal. You cannot do it by calling for strikes every now and then. Because in the end of the day, we'll have to sit down and sort out the issues. So those are my sentiments on this.
Right. And Mugu, even as this happens, issues like promotion of teachers, transfer of teachers, the Teachers Service Commission did say, especially in transfer of teachers, it is a means of enhancing national cohesion in the country. You don't expect that you come from Kisumu County and you only teach in Kisumu County for the rest of your life. That is what increases national cohesion. As of August, that is what teachers, NAT, and the TSC came out to tell Kenyans. What has been happening since?
What I would like to say is when we talk about the national cohesion, we don't have the problem with the teachers who are being employed, posted anywhere in the country. We have no problem. The problem is whereby you are transferring the sick teachers, the old teachers, without looking at any welfare of the teacher. I wish you can interview some of these teachers the way they are going through. They are suffering. Their families are suffering. And the other thing is, let me tell you, TSC operate all the policies, coming with the policies which are always against the teachers' welfare. Even look, it is not only the delocalization, and I want to put it very clearly here. One of the worst things is about promotions, whereby you find a teacher has worked for over 15 years in the same grade. Then, still on that, if you look at the TSC also abolished what we call the scheme of service, which is in the Code of Regulation, whereby we had 2 schemes. The schemes of non-graduate teachers, the schemes of graduate teachers. It abolished. And in all those things, then now it comes the delocalization. The same demoralized teachers, now you want it to delocalize.
All right. Daniel, we want to take a break, but is the employer being honest in this? Because even as this happens, we're hearing reports that the Teacher Service Commission is planning to hire thousands of teachers on a temporary basis to replace those who will be going on strike, despite the fact that NAT have been asking for more teachers to be hired in the course of the last 5 years.
I think that's what's happening. Then it's a little sad. And I believe that the TSC, should actually work with teachers. Let's work in partnership to be able to sort out all these issues. You cannot do it alone. You need, even in the new curriculum that we are rolling out, I think, we must work in partnership with the teachers. But Michelle, let's look at the teaching profession in the country. If you compare, being a teacher in Kenya and being a teacher in some of these countries like Finland or even Korea or in the USA, you'll find that in Kenya, if you, let's say, wanted to become a lawyer and you fail, you get low grades, then you go and become a teacher.
Right.
So even the entry level of teachers is considered low, but becoming a doctor, you must pass highly. So I think we need to make sure that the teaching profession is not just where you go once you fail exams, that in Korea, you must pass highly. You must be highly educated for you to become a teacher.
Right.
So I think these are some of the issues that we can look, and that's why I'm insisting on legislation. We must ensure, and NAT and other partners, and last week I spoke about turning, we can even turn NAT into a professional, organization that looks at all these professional issues that teachers are facing, like the LSK, so that NAT will not just be calling for strikes every now and then, but they'll be looking at issues of teacher promotion, teacher development, self-regulation. When, for example, teachers have molested children in schools, they themselves, instead of waiting for government to take action against their members, themselves they can be actually saying, you are one of us and you have done this, we are removing you. So these are the kind of issues that we need to look at. So I'm looking at a transformational system so that we have teachers. Michelle, teachers are the most important people. Right. Even lawyers, doctors, everybody passes through a teacher. So there's no way you can be treating the teaching profession haphazardly. So we must be able to actually work in partnership, NAT, TSC, everyone, so that we reform, we reclaim the glory of the teaching profession.
All right, don't take a short break. Yes. But Mugo, very, very briefly, TSC has a meeting with the Labour Conciliatory team this morning. NAT is not part of that meeting. What do you expect from it?
Yeah, on Saturday we held a meeting with the team. In the morning, they are supposed to meet at TSC. Then also they are going to reconvene another meeting with also NAT, and also to try and bring both the teams together. So we are positive. It is not that we like going on strike. If our issues are addressed, we don't need any strike.
All right.
Yeah,
right, so that
but we need a goodwill from the TSC. What we have been asking is for a dialogue.
All right.
Whereby some of these issues, just the way he is saying, some of these issues, we can sit down and discuss.
All right. Then that is some hope there for the hundreds of thousands of parents and students expecting to go back to school next week. Muge Macharia is the NAT Secretary General Nairobi chapter, as well as Daniel Juma, who is the CEO of the Global Peace Foundation. The conversation on matters education continues. Remember, on our Twitter question this morning, we were asking you